Hi and welcome back for another rundown of this month's physical releases and announcements for retro and retro-inspired indie games. Let's have a look. Gundamoniums for Vita and PS4 released a couple of days ago at strictly limited games. At the time of making this video, there are still copies available. It's a bullet hell shmup remake of the original Gundamonium. Same thing goes for the pixely RPG Dragon Sinker over at Limited Run Games. At this time there are still copies available. The Cute 'em Up Ice Cream Server gets a physical release of 2,000 copies and can now be pre-ordered for the Vita and PS4 at Red Art Games. The site also offers a remastered version of the Bard's Tale. The puzzle platformer Grave Danger has just been released in PAL regions physically for PS4 and Switch. To progress in this game, you will switch between 3 characters with different abilities, like in the Lost Vikings. The vertical shooters Rim 9000 and Earth Atlantis will both get a physical limited edition, which can be pre-ordered on November 1st at Play Asia. The pre-order is limited to 1600 copies and starts at a certain time. Play Asia has released more exclusive Japanese shmups over the past month, so check them out if you're interested. Shikondo Soul Eater for Switch and Fast Striker for the PS4 and Vita will ship this month. Super Pixel Racers is a top-down racing game with pixelated graphics. The PS4 will get a physical version at Play Asia on November 1st. On November 2nd, 2 classic full-motion video games get re-released at Limited Run Games. Double Switch for the PS4 and Night Trap, this time for the Vita. Both originally came out on the Sega CD. Valiant Hearts is a dramatic hand-drawn 2D puzzle adventure game that came out 4 years ago. The game is set in World War I and is inspired by actual letters from that time. The Switch will get a physical version on the 8th of this month. Another great 4-year-old 2D Ubisoft game, Child of Light, came out physically last month on the Switch and is still available as well. The 2D exploration platformer Rabi-Rabi will go physical at Limited Run Games on November 9th. Atari announced the Atari Flashback Collection for Switch. While other consoles got these games as 3 separate releases, Switch owners get all 150 games on one physical release. Pretty awesome. It's up for pre-order now in the US only and expected to release on the 9th. Releases for other countries haven't been announced, but importing is always an option. Speaking of collections, the SNK 40th Anniversary Collection is another awesome collection with classic SNK games like Alpha Mission, Ikari Warriors and too many others to sum up here. It will release physically on the 13th in the US and on the 16th in Europe. For an additional $25, the NIS and SNK stores also have a collector's edition that comes with an additional art book, prints and a soundtrack. Spyro Reignited is a graphically upgraded remake of the original 3 Spyro the Dragon games that released on the PlayStation. The game can now be pre-ordered for PS4 and Xbox One and is set to release on the 13th. Despite rumors and a brief mention on the official website's drop-down menu, the Switch release is still unconfirmed and seems unlikely at this point in time. As I already mentioned in September's video, only the first game will be on the disc. Spyro 2 and 3 require an additional download, which is a really bad decision if you ask me. If you're a fan of Crash Bandicoot, that other staple of the PlayStation era, there will be a bundle of Crash and Spyro coming out too. The bundle is currently listed as placeholder on websites of US retailers like Walmart for $60. The classic 1989 platformer Toki has been remade by Microids, and Switch owners can get a physical cartridge on the 23rd as part of the Retro Lectors edition, which also includes comics, stickers and a mini arcade that works as a stand for your Switch. Enter the Gungeon is an awesome bullet hell roguelike. In the October video I mentioned it will be released physically for PS4 at Special Reserve Games. Now we have a release date, November 13th. It contains the physical disc with exclusive content, as well as a 224-page Ammonomicon, whatever that is. Zikyo Collection Vol 2 gets a physical Switch release on the 22nd in Asian regions. This release is definitive and will work on all Switches. It contains 4 classic shooters from the arcade: Strikers 9045-2, Tengai, Gunbird 2 and Dragon Blaze. Volume 1 released last month and is also still available. North American fans of Yooka-Laylee and Golf Story who missed their chance the first time can now get the games at Best Buy as a result of a new collaboration with Limited Run Games. In the future, Best Buy will carry a select number of Limited Run Games releases with different cover art. They will go on shelves after the Limited Run Games copies have been shipped. The 2D arcade platformer Caveman Warriors will get a physical release in Europe at the end of this year. A physical limited edition PS4 release was already available at Play Asia. The Japanese Switch version of the physical Stardew Valley Collector's Edition is now up for pre-order. Other regions will most likely follow, and if not, the Japanese release will support English. Super Neptunia RPG, a 2D spin-off of the Neptunia series, will be released physically in spring for PS4 and Switch. Hollow Knight, the immensely popular Metroidvania game, will also get a physical release in spring for all 3 major consoles. Hazelnut Bastille is a SNES-like RPG in the style of Link to the Past. Part of the game's music comes from Hiroki Kikuta, the composer for Secret of Mana. The game is on Kickstarter right now and the project is almost funded. A physical PS4 or Switch version currently requires a $100 pledge, but creators have launched a petition for physical-only pledges with a custom cover that will cost $50. To achieve this, they need 1,000 signatures, because without enough interest from potential buyers, they don't feel confident that the physical version will sell. Limited Run Games has a lot of retro-style games in the pipeline. For the PS4, the 2D platformer Sundert, Battle Princess Madeline and Icy. Then for the PS4 and Vita, the 8-bit RPG Dragon Fantasy, the volumes of Wisteria, the Metal Slug inspired Mercenary Kings, Spelunky, Iconoclasts, Forma 8, Nuclear Throne, and for the Switch, Cosmic Star Heroine. At the same time, Super Rare Games has also more indie Switch titles coming up, like Stereo Binary Stars, M++, and Fairune Collection. Man, the future looks awesome. Thanks for watching. As always, details for all of these games can be found in the description. Now, when ordering from abroad, please be aware that due to daylight savings, some time zones have changed recently. Most of Europe has just switched from summer to winter time, so set your calendar accordingly. Are you looking forward to these titles? Did I miss anything major? Let me know. And if you want more, have a look at the previous videos too, because some titles might still be available. Cheers!